Hello, hello, hello. It is the NA Amateur League. This time around, we've got a different bracket for this time. We've actually got 5 teams rather than the typical 8. And every team is going to get a second chance. So if you do get eliminated in the first round, it's not just a quarter bracket, it's a double elimination. So every single team you're going to see here today is going to get a second chance. And if they lose their second game, it's actually going to be their final game of match. But this is the NA Amateur League early June tournament, and the first game we've got today is going to be Imperial Gaming taking on Team Q. And these are 2 teams we've seen a little bit before. Not both of them not very much success, but a little bit of a similar skill base in what we see here. So gonna be an interesting game going forward here. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
It's gonna be a really good game. I think we're gonna try out a new banning system, the 5 bans. If people haven't seen it yet in a normal draft, every team gets 1 ban per player, and then that's 5 bans per team. And then if a ban repeats, then it counts as the same ban. No team gets an extra ban.
Yeah, 5 bans. Gonna be a lot of target banning this time around. Like already Draven being taken off the table there.
Are you afraid?
And Fiddlesticks ban by US. Not sure who that's really against, but just a random Fiddlesticks ban. Gonna be the Ori. Played a lot by Combat Muffin. Shannon gonna be the ban here. Not 100% on these bans this time around, but probably just banning what they don't like to play against, and gonna be a Nivea.
Yeah, it'll probably make the lane easier, or force somebody off into a different type of support, and force the enemy team into maybe picking just a different type of comp instead of just trying to protect the AD carry.
And first pick for Imperial, maybe like a Caitlyn or something, or an Echo, gonna be the lock-in. Not sure. Probably going to be going mid. Could be going to the top lane. Haven't seen that much. USA, maybe going to pick up a Nami, Karma. Lulu is even up, so building support's still pretty strong in this meta. So gonna be a Kancha actually. Unloaded in the Toad.
This Tahm Kench is I think a very great pick. Has like a lot of potential. You can you can move around in the map a lot easier, and you can also protect the buddy from being assassinated.
I miss my Q's most played character right now is the Shen, so just gonna be a comfort pick for him in the top lane. Pretty good pick as well, like a very stable front line already, what you can see from Team Q. And Cassiopeia for YOLO Man, maybe? Probably going mid, so maybe Echo going to be left on top side. We'll have to see. And all the shielding support's still up here, so whenever you want to pick it in Tahm Kench, you can pick it up now. Gonna be the Thresh. Per Naf, I believe. And Graves gonna be insta-locked. And now we're gonna go back to the second ban system, yeah, so. Ban phase part 2 with all 3 picks locked in here. We get, so. Gonna see what's going on. Xin Zhao gonna go off the table.
They're probably gonna try to target the jungler here, since they got their choice of jungle. They probably want to bring the other jungle pool down.
Yeah, and on the other side, Imperial Gaming probably wants to pinch the solo laners a little bit as they picked up their Echo and their Cassiopeia. So we're gonna see Team Q probably want to crush down on the jungler pool, while you want to see Imperial Gaming, they're crushing down on the
mid lane.
The pool. Yeah, the mid lane and the top lane pool. We have 3 bans on the mid. the Syndra, Anivia, and Oriana. So gonna be the pick for J Norms. Corms, excuse me. He has played a lot of Kassadin, which I'm surprised that wasn't actually taken off the table, which is a pretty good pick into Cassiopeia, but gonna be the Lucian actually picked up. Ash probably gonna do the pick here for Dandez.
We'll
With
see
Caitlyn banned.
We'll see how Lucian does now with the Bork nerfs. I wonder if he'll be going with the crit build.
Definitely something to look forward to. Ash. Trundle Jungle? That's something you haven't seen in a while. Alright, gonna be a Trundle lock-in.
Getting those nice and spicy picks.
And Fizz top up against Echo? Probably, maybe? No, mid. It's gonna be mid Fizz, but... So, it could be either the Fizz or the Kassadin. Fizz also a pretty good pick into Cassiopeia, and gonna be the lock-in Fizz in the mid lane for combat.
Some very interesting fights in the solo lanes.
Mm-hmm. We got the Shen up against the Echo. I think Shen definitely has a little bit of the edge there. Not sure if it's full AP Echo or tank Echo. Haven't seen a lot of tank Echo nowadays, but
Well, we'll see. That should be an interesting match. If he does go AP, he should be able to push in the lane and maybe start roaming. But I mean, then Shen could always follow up with his R.
maybe get into that mid lane matchup a little bit. Fizz pretty mobile, like very assassiny, while Cassiopeia she has her like grounding and stuff. So could go a matchup that could go very like back and forth, but you always see Fizz like getting a huge edge in that sort of thing. But this game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very good game. Let's see.
But not too confident on the Trundle jungle here. A kind of a question mark for me in that pick and man phase.
I'm thinking what they're choosing here with the Trundle. They're probably thinking if Shen gets tanky, then Trundle can just make him untanky, and they can just try to
Yeah,
burst him.
same with the Kench.
Yeah. So this is probably their mentality going into this. They're probably not gonna have an actual, actual traditional tank in the top lane. It's just the Echo might go full AP. And they're probably gonna think about us trying to assassinate Lucian and Fizz, but Fizz is gonna be one slippy guy, and then you got Tahm Kench. He's gonna eat somebody up before they get executed. Ash arrows somebody, Tahm Kench eats him up, and there goes the stun from Ash.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about the Thresh into the Tahm Kench. Thresh being a pretty good, Tahm Kench being able to just eat up and consume anyone that the Ash Hour hits, the Thresh hook hits. So pretty weird picks into the Tahm Kench, but gonna have to see going forward.
Maybe it was just a comfort pick. Maybe he just feels really comfortable on Thresh. Plus, Thresh does have a lot of playmaking potential. He could Lantern in Trundle, and then Trundle could put a pillar right behind them. And then Thresh could follow up with the hook on top of Tahm Kench, and they can maybe try to burst him down.
So we got the Tahm Kench Lucian going up against the Ash Thresh. So both lanes being able to really, there's no real like super passive early game like solo and bot lanes. Like you have to go in a little bit. They're not really too safe. Thresh is more of like a pick, good at all stages of the game as long as you can hit your hooks. So might have to see going up against the Thresh, going up against the Lucian and the Tahm Kench. So right alongside the Ash.
And one of the things that you can take to note from the patch notes, they nerfed Bork, and they put the cost of mana on Q up on Lucian. So later into the game, he'll probably be running into long team fights.
Lucian was, I think he was at a
just
50% play rate or something. Like something it beats out every single other ADC. So
Yeah.
definitely deserving of those nerfs.
It's going to be a very interesting fight. If these become long fights, Ash should be able to take over these fights. But if these are short fights, then Lucian should be able to win.
Yeah, you got the long fight alongside the Ash with the Trundle, with being able to just steal the stats from either the Kench or the Shen. So Definitely look for those long extended fights alongside the Cassiopeia as well, so definitely gonna look for those long fights. And just about to get into game here. We got Imperial Gaming on the blue side while we got Team Q on the red side. Type your hashtags in the chat. It's IG or a TQ. Up to you. Getting into game now.
Loading.
Ooh. Yeah. The
Rocking those clan tags. Making sure,
oh yeah.
making sure they stay on point here.
You got the TQs and you got the Imp G1s. Not too much mastery, but a lot of code on the side of TQ, while and we got the Project Ecto on the side of Imperials. Storm Raiders Trundle actually gonna be the pick. Kind of expecting the grass, but rocking the Storm Raiders Surge in Trundle Jungle, so
Yeah, he just wants
definitely
to keep chasing them down. Once he gets on top of them, just keep chasing them down. I haven't seen a Trundle jungle in a really long time. We'll see if how it's gonna be executed.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely not a traditional pick. Into game now. A lot of red side pings being thrown out. Just basically wanting the ward coverage, it seems like. Doesn't look like an
Going for it,
invade's gonna come out. Ooh.
this potentially could be really separating. I thought they were gonna go for an invade and trying to get a catch on
They
somebody.
might. It just looks like they're just
30 seconds until minions spawn.
really wanting to invade themselves, but Imperial, 4 people on the top side, just sending Ash solo bot. Maybe gonna look to do something cheeky here.
Yeah, they're probably thinking that maybe Fizz or Shen goes and tries to ward to the enemy jungle, or maybe even Graves.
Could be.
I mean, this level 1 by Imperials could be really good if Thresh starts hook and they just layer up the CC.
He already started Flay. I checked. Pretty sad face. But just gonna look like it's gonna be a blue side start for Imperial Gaming with Trundle. Heals up a lot, and the blue side start from Scurvy.
It's gonna
on
be
the Graves.
It's gonna be the both jungles are gonna end up on opposite sides. We'll see if they go for ganks after they finish their clearing, their jungle clears. The early trade by Fizz.
Gonna be a pretty slow start from both sides. The bot side of Imperial Gaming gonna get a little bit of a more successful shove. No real.
Tom Kench in the bot lane is a pretty good pick, I think. It lets Lucian play a little bit more aggressive. And he knows that he'll have his buddy Tom Kench there every single time to back him up if he ever goes too deep.
Yeah, really good for all-ins too. So Lucian, they have the that really all-in pressure, especially against the Ashe, who's pretty immobile. Just can get tongue licked and slapped on by the Lucian. So
Ooh, in the early game by Trundle.
Echo gonna take a lot of damage though. Not sure if it was really worth it there.
Yeah.
Popping both the spots.
I went for that cheeky level 2 gank from Trundle.
How about Muffin in the mid lane? Tower shot.
A summoner has disconnected.
And there goes Ferdinand. Gonna get disconnected. Pause comes out.
Mm.
Not sure what happened there. It's probably just a DC real quick. Probably just gonna come back real quick. but pretty passive start so far. That little cheeky level 2 Trundle gang put them pretty far behind in the farming department. Like, Graves with 11 CS to Trundle's 2, so.
Wasn't too bad. They were able to chunk out Champ, but I mean, it wasn't like a great chunk. They denied a couple CS on him. They let Graves farm it out, which is pretty much what Graves wants to do. He just wants to farm, get some nice items, and then try to take the game over.
Yeah. Not sure if that mid lane CS is real. The 0 CS on Cassiopeia to Fizz's 12. That's brutal. Holy moly.
Yeah, it's not just not going too well for Cassiopeia. It looks like every single time Cassiopeia goes in there, he's just getting chunked out. That just shows how confident Fizz feels in this matchup. Even though Cassiopeia took Ignite, going for that kill pressure.
Yeah, Combat Muffin's actually the highest rated player in these games, rocking that Platinum 3, and gonna get reconnected here. So, just proving why he's the top rated player in this game. His opponent with 0 CS.
Yeah. You just gotta get used to that laning phase. Sometimes you're gonna get harassed, and you just gotta man it up sometimes and take those hits, but get that farm, because I mean, in laning phase, it's all about that farm.
Of a kill to farm, I believe is about 15 CS roughly. So if you're 30 CS up on your opponents, you're basically 2 kills up. So definitely something you have to be wary of.
Yeah, I mean, you might stay in lane, you might be getting that experience, but if you're not getting farm and the other person is, your laner is, he's pretty much just killing you slowly, and then eventually when you guys go back and then come back with items, he's just gonna one-shot you. And this is what
especially the case for Fizz.
Might be able to take over this game.
Hopefully play is gonna resume in 3, 2, 1. Back into the game. Trundle, you're just gonna be still on that top side, whacking down on the Rescuddler.
Yeah.
Up as well.
Trundle going for that full clear. Went for a level 2 game. Let's go to Crab, then going back to his wolves.
He's still looking to trash on that Cassiopeia, rocking that 1 CS to 15, so.
It's not looking too great for Cassiopeia right now. Should be forced Cassiopeia to bag.
$10 CS up in the bot lane for JK Corms up against Dandez. So the Tahm Kench Lucian just putting in the work here.
Yeah, it's a very good support matchup, because I mean, you can't really punish Lucian. He ease in, then Tahm Kench just eats him out. He gets hooked, Tahm Kench just takes him out. It's like, it's gonna be really hard. They're gonna need some jungle presence. Hopefully this Trundle come out with something sneaky. Help out in the bottom.
Little trades going back and forth in the top side. It's the only real even lane for Imperial Gaming at the moment. Echo rocking a tiny CS lead, but probably going to be evened out as the wave is pushing. Look at that mid lane CS. 32 to 1.
Yeah, it's just not going too great for Cassiopeia, which is really bad, because Cassiopeia should be Fizz there earlier on. But it just shows you how good of a Fizz player he is. It would have punished him, making him miss all this farm.
The pressure, the fear. In this bot lane too, almost rocking 20 CS up here. Gotta get the breeze pushing towards them. Team Q's bot lane just really doing quite well here. Vadon. A little bit scurvy. Not gonna be met with any camps, but Maybe gonna head to that bot lane. Not gonna get seen up by a ward or anything. Wait
Fizz
just a little bit. Ooh. Yeah. Thresh flashing out, and yeah, look, way too overextended there without any ward coverage. So get your wards out.
Yeah, I mean they have Ash. They should be using these hawk shots to try to get Graves vision at all time in his jungle, so that way they know where he's at. Or hawk shot can just go anywhere on the map, get vision of Graves, know which camps are up. No, then you can probably know where he's at, and then you can start playing aggressive or play more back.
Yeah. Nope. Mid lane, level 6, first blood, combat muffin, hitting that level 6 power spike and jumps onto the cast. Didn't stand a chance really. Still flashed out and still died. It was really well played from the Fizz.
Yeah, that matchup though. I mean, earlier on losing farm, Fizz had, and then after he hit 6, there was like nothing Cassiopeia could have done. Like before, the only thing stopping Fizz was not having enough damage, and then just getting that R was just the enough damage he needed to take down Cassiopeia.
Yeah, rocking the Hextech Revolver, so got the extra burst damage from that, and now it's now 40 CS up in 7 minutes here, so holy moly.
A 1,100 gold lead right now over Cassiopeia. That's pretty much most of the gold right now is all on Fizz.
Scurvy taking a little bit of damage to Nubin. Just gonna bully him out of his own jungle. You cannot gank top lane.
There's too much pressure. Fizz went missing, so that Chondo knew that either Fizz was roaming up top, or Fizz either went back, and Chondo just chose just to back. There's nothing they could have done. If there was a 2v2 or 3v3 in the top lane, it could be really bad for Team Imperial Gaming.
Air Force. A little bit of harass on the Ashe. Gonna get hooked in though. Gonna take one tower shot. Still, the trade back from the tongue lash is just really brutal. Ashe taking the beat down here. 30, just about under 30 CS down on that Ashe here, so.
It's not looking too great for the lanes.
Brown. Echo gonna get jumped on, but seemingly gets away pretty well. Gets the controller as well, so.
Shen going for a greedier build here, but not building MR. But it doesn't look like it matters because it looks like Echo might be going AD.
I think it's
Going to that tank, that classic. Another dive.
Another one. As soon as his ult's up, no flash this time around, so no counter play.
Yeah.
That can be had.
That ignite doesn't feel like it was a really wise choice.
That's goodbye. Oh, that's a solo kill onto the Thresh. Corms, excuse me. Thresh way too overextended, especially with Shen ult coming in. Should have just backed off, but oh, that's gonna be a
trying to go in and save his buddy there. But I mean, there's nothing Thresh could have done there.
Girl and a drag going over at the 10-minute mark. 3k up here for Team Q.
Yeah, right now Fizz has 1,800 gold over Cassiopeia in the mid lane right now. It's a pretty good big margin of gold right there. And in bot lane, there's a 1,000 gold lead for Lucian.
Just on that CS and the kill now, doubling the CS of Vandev on the Ashe. A little bit of trades going back and forth in the top lane. It's actually going to be the Echo that has the CS lead as the Shen had a TP into that bot lane fight. So.
Oh, and there Cassiopeia going down again in the lane.
Another one. Flash still not up. So, gonna be another. Yeah. And blue buff looking to go with the likes of Combat Muffin, gonna pick that one up.
Just not looking too great right now for Imperial Gaming.
Whoop,
I mean,
hook, but nothing. Combat Muffin is here. I have to flash out immediately. The fear of seeing that Fizz, even without the ult, just very fearful of the Fizz.
yeah, that's just too big right now for this game right now.
Ooh, top lane. Melissa taking a little bit of damage here. Ooh, gonna get taunted on.
Has to R to get HP back.
Man. Gonna get smited. TP coming in from the Fizz though.
No, they have to retreat.
And a lot of trade back damage. The flash, maybe?
Just
Get
get
him back. Oh, feels bad, man.
Yeah, there's nothing he could have done there. I mean, Echo had his R up. He was just gonna R Trundle.
Ooh. Oh, gonna just be used for wave clear.
It's not for Imperial Gaming in this one. On the bright side, though, they can always go back and look over on what, like some of the mistakes they did earlier on in this game.
Fizz gonna be here in the bot lane. Danda's pretty low here, looking like real tasty. She's gonna go down to culling. Fizz is still here. That's gonna be a pretty clean dive from Team Q. Tahm Kench gonna pick up the killing of the Thresh. Probably gonna be the first turn of the game as well here.
Yeah, it's just not looking too great for Imperial Gaming right now. It just looks like they got outclassed during this game.
6k up at 12.5 minutes, so really, I don't even want to say unlucky because luck really wasn't a factor. It was just getting smashed in all lanes.
Yeah, it was just that laning. Like Cassiopeia should have the advantage earlier on against a Fizz. Fizz doesn't usually take over the lane until maybe like 4 or 5 or 6. But I mean, Fizz was taking over the lane at level 1 against a Cassiopeia that had Ignite.
Scurvy gonna get suited by a ward, but just gonna back off.
But today's tournament, though, Imperial Gaming still has a chance though in the loser bracket. They can still play another game, and hopefully improve.
Echo gonna ult back and gonna take a lot of damage. Channel gonna be channeled onto Scurvy.
There's not enough damage yet.
Oh, that's gonna be the Fizz ult. Goodbye, Snake. Didn't even want to flash because he knew he was dead. And that's another kill in the bot lane.
Yeah, there's just
And
Lucian.
maybe
Right,
a double kill for the Lucian.
yeah, see, right there.
Tahm Kench.
Tahm Kench is just so good into Lucian right there. Just like Lucian can go ham as much as he wants. Tahm Kench is just gonna eat him up.
Maybe even gonna get a tier 2 tower in the bot lane. Just looking like a really sad game here.
It wasn't as close as I thought it was gonna be. But I mean, that's just one of the things that you have to take into consideration when you're laning. You're like, you shouldn't be giving up that much lane pressure. Just like, you shouldn't be scared of a champion. You should be more getting that farm, trying to take your advantage.
Cassiopeia is coming down. It's also gonna be channeled. It's gonna be just gonna walk away. Hook gonna land onto a minion. Tier 2 tower taken for nothing there, except for the Tahm Kench flash.
Yeah, Imperial Gaming just can't.
Oh, Fizz lurking. Gonna hit the ult on the Trundle.
Let's try.
That's a dead troll. Yeah. Oh, still Cassiopeia. What are you doing? Scurvy's here. It looks like they're just gonna take the red buff. Got the controller and almost no vision. Very little vision, at least, from the side of. Oh, that's Thresh walking too far forward. Gotta go down to Scurvy.
Yeah, right now it just looks like the only thing right now that Imperial Gaming owns are just their Nexus. It owns their jungle.
Yeah.
There's nothing they can do right now.
Yeah, look at the little ward coverage there. The one ward that was placed in the little tiny bush on that bot lane, that got the Thresh killed. So, look at the little sad wards just on the openings of the bot lane. So, Fizz gonna get jumped on, and Cullen gonna be channeled. Ooh. Shen's coming here for the dive alongside the Fizz. And that's gonna be a flash taunt landed with the ult, and that's... Oh. Yeah, to avoid dying yourself, but... Still probably going to be 2 towers, maybe even a Rift Herald picked up for Team Q here. Rocking 11k up at just under 17 minutes here.
Yeah, it doesn't look too great for Imperial Gaming this game. I mean, it's gonna be really hard if they actually manage to come back.
Another Cloud Drake gonna be spawned. Just the first 2 of the day, probably going to be followed up by another 100. So, and that's gonna be another disconnect from the Thresh. Maybe gonna be met with a pause, or maybe not.
But wonder if that was just the Thresh rage quitting? Rage quitting?
Rage quitting in tournament. Hashtag that. He's back. He's back. 0 to 15 here. 10k up at 18 minutes for Team Q. So high hopes for Team Q because they've got some Titans they're gonna go up against.
Yeah, the Team Q look really strong though. They're like their solo laners, they're really good. Their dual bot lane, they're really good too.
Jungler was just there to farm up, and there's the top lane Echo. Gonna get jumped on. Gonna get a double stun. Trade little back.
Yeah, that's that probably saved his life too. So. Damn, man.
That's another death.
Yeah,
And the Troll King.
This Fizz is just landing fish after fish. Freaking crazy. It's just
Not sure about the
unreal.
build path from the Trundle as well. Going a Stalker's Blade into Ninja Tabbies into another Longsword, not prioritizing any health stat or MR stat, especially against the Fizz. So, rocking that 0 and 5 score here.
This is just what happens when you dang, they came from behind just to try to kill the Echo. Since the Echo's the only one actually pushing out.
Or CS. It's gonna be the top pitch ult as well.
There's nothing he could.
Yeah, getting 4-manned in the top lane. Pretty unlucky for Melissa Crown. First death of the game. Ashe looking like, yeah, she can't even do anything. Gonna have to run away immediately once Fizz just proxies the wave.
And then Fizz with the Medjais.
At the
Feels
6
very
stacks.
confident.
Been a part of 13 of the game's 17 kills, so still gonna continue to push down that top wave.
Yeah, well, right now it looks like Team Q might just be trying to go for the perfect game. So they don't give up any towers.
Nah. A little bit of trolling going on from Air Force. They're gonna block the Fizz ult from actually happening, but that's gonna be the Ashe ult channel onto Air Force. That's a double taunt put into the double.
The damage by Fizz is just disgusting right now.
That's probably gonna be a triple kill. Locked in the Trundle, yeah. That's a triple kill for the Fizz there. Rocking 22 stacks.
Yeah, this
Cool.
fish. Maybe this fish just got a little too big here in this game.
Just a tiny bit too big.
Yeah.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Some that's a mid lane tower as well going to go down. Melissa Crown diving in a little deep for Air Force, but to no avail.
Yeah, Melissa Crown right now is the only one that's actually has more CS than their laner. Doesn't have an impact yet, but I mean,
Second most CS in the game aside from J Corms on the Lucian, so pretty well played even if your team is 0 to 21, as you only have one death, so pretty unlucky game for the top laner of Imperial Gaming here. But
take this for the next game though. Like, if Melissa, I mean, is really good at laning, maybe put her into mid. Maybe she can take over the game because it didn't look like comfortable in mid lane.
yeah, not in the slightest. Even going, still having, oh, that's a dead Trundle. His ult gonna be landed, just overextended. They saw them sweeping out the wards and still just was farming out, so a little disrespect and definitely punished immediately by TQ here.
Now Fizz has 25 stacks now. We'll see if he keeps them all the way. This is the hardest part. The end of the game.
The dream. Even going to the Lich Bane here, so Lich Bane, pretty infamous, extremely snowbally item, and there's no other way to really describe this game other than extremely snowbally mid laner.
Yeah, the Fizz just
That's a dead Cassiopeia just flashing into the game. I don't think they're taking it too seriously at this point.
it looked like maybe Cassiopeia was trying to flash R.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Miss my cues. Melissa Crown gonna get collapsed on by the 4-man. Gonna get taunted up. Ulted out though. Guess what gonna miss. Living. Oh, gonna get tongue lashed for the death. Second death of the game for Melissa.
Blue team's turret has been
Just for not even having MR, was able to tank the Fizz. Pretty decent in a long time.
Ooh. Hughes gonna get Tom Kench. Maybe looking to get that perfect game on. Oh, Fizz gonna flash underneath Nexus now.
Is he dying?
Maybe gonna die for his stance.
Oh,
Perfect game is over.
dang, and the stacks.
Look at those. The stacks have been gone. Putting out the RIP stacks in chat. And that's gonna be first Nexus Tower. Echo gonna get eaten up. Maybe gonna go down. Yeah, gonna get taunted up, red smited. And that's gonna be GG Imperial Gaming. Gonna go to the losers bracket while we have Team Q going on to the winners bracket, going up against Centella later.
Just has to go over a couple things, change a couple things. Maybe try not to get 0 farm for the first couple of levels in mid lane.
Probably would be preferable.
Try to get, I mean, 72 farm, 71 farm. It just compared to their top lane Echo that had 185.
Look at how
Jungle
sad the damage graphs are.
Brundle with 87 farm, all farming the ADC and mid lane.
So the least damage on the side of Team Q was the Graves, and was still out damaged all of Team Imperial Gaming. So it's just going to be a little bit. It's going to be 5. Oh, actually going to be going up against Team Royal Daggers and Centella Creed. Going to be the game 2. That's at 4 10 p.m. So definitely see you guys then. We'll see you guys shortly.